I got something.
Sorry. Hey everyone, my name is Trev. I play Silas, who is an ogre.
Hi, I'm Megan. I play Nova, and she's a beast with impulse control, no issues.
I'm Harry. I play Nate, a Ferrist who's trying his best to keep everything under control, but honestly, it's probably the reason everything's out of control.
Okay, I'll go next then. He's fixing his audio. He'll be with us shortly. I am the Touring, and I play Lars. He is a wizened, and he is the grumpy old man of the group.
Perfect, thank you. And hello, sorry for that. I forgot that I had pushed to talk on OBS, so I was just chatting away into nothing. Welcome everyone to the stream. Sorry about that. Carry on with the introductions.
Does that make me the next one?
Yeah.
Yes, I believe so.
We are missing Jonas, who is a Darkling, correct?
That's correct.
And I am Kitsu. I play Tide, and Tide is an elemental.
Yes.
And yeah, very angry.
Always
Easily angered, not always though.
Easily angered. Well, that's an understatement of the year. Like I was saying earlier, welcome everyone. We missed last week because Virtual HorrorCon was happening, and I was trying to juggle game modes running there as well, and I was freaking out. But we are back again on the Onyx Path, and we're happy to have you here. We're playing Changeling: The Lost Littlebrook Reunion. I'm Chris, the Primogen, running the game as usual. Now, before we carry on with the what happened last time, I'd like Touring to make a couple of announcements, if you'd please.
We've got two things to announce. Available now on Drive-Thru RPG from Onyx Path Publishing. We have Memento Mori for Geist the Sin Eaters, which the second edition is also now available on that. But Memento Mori adds new mementos, new regalia and ceremonies, new haunts, new haunted locations, and new dominions. And they've also now got Mythical Denizens for Scion 2nd Edition available, which looks like it adds a whole bunch of stuff for that game. I don't believe that we have any current Kickstarters, so that's all I've got this week.
Yeah, I believe that's correct. Kickstarters are on hold during this entire thing that is going on right now. Incidentally, did you guys know that you would get demonetized on YouTube if you mentioned it? That was the thing I learned today. Super weird. But anyway, we are not here to talk about that horrible thing in real life. We are here to talk about horrible things happening in this game instead. So let's do a little bit of a recap of what happened last session. Essentially, we started off with you guys having some drinks at the place where you fought the dragon back in the times where things were simpler. You had a big dragon to fight, and that was pretty much it. You were pretty close to on your way of getting drunk when you were visited by two strangers, accompanied by the smell of almonds, which immediately a few of you recognized as being what you smelled at the murder site of Inkwell, one of the Littlebrook changelings who were here before you folks came here. These two introduced themselves as Yarrow and Clover. No, not Red Clover, correct? Let me just check that. Yes, Red Clover, sorry. And they basically told you that they were working for another of the True Fae called the Arch of Midsummer. And the Arch of Midsummer had originally owned the crown that you retrieved. It seems to be a long series of thefts and or claims on this artifact. And they essentially took Inkwell on his words when he said, "Over my dead body," killed him to retrieve the crown, which they may or may not have at this moment. I don't believe they do, because you handed it over to Mrs. Blackbird. No, to Matthew. You handed it over to Matthew. That's how it went. So they essentially extended a hand in offer, saying you are more than welcome to come to work for the Arch of Midsummer. There's 7 of you, and we have on good authority that your skills and abilities would come to be much more appreciated and useful for our master. And they also told you a little bit about the people of the town. They knew quite a bit about what was going on, and essentially presented you the scenario that things would keep getting worse, especially if you once again committed the ritual, the contract with the seasons. You've pretty much said no anonymously to them, and they left. It was parlay, of course, so they had no intention of harming you or causing any further trouble. And after that, you all decided to call it a night, and in the day after, you would reach out to the woodsman and try to find the location of this hobgoblin king called where did I write down his name again? He is Skrimner. Skrimner, sorry about that. You set out fairly early on in the day and were giving instructions by the woodsman where to go. And you began your journey fairly unprepared, you would come to realize, as you started approaching a territory that could quite possibly be described as tundra-esque in its form. There was very little grass or vegetation in general. You left the birch forests behind, coming into this very, to some of you perhaps Scandinavian kind of northern territory, where you approached a young man dressed in blue and red and yellow clothing, who introduced himself as Henda. And he was willing to allow you to borrow a couple of his reindeer, he had quite a few of them, to make the journey to Scrivener's Keep much faster, seeing as the sun was going down and it was going to be pretty far, and none of you had dressed for winter weather. Of course, Silas was not having much problem with the weather at all, being essentially a man mountain, but most of you were having some trouble with the weather and with the lack of provisions and pretty much everything else that you hadn't brought with you. So you set out on these reindeers, and you were told not to get off them. However, both Nova and Jonas were getting exceedingly tired as the journey continued, and I believe that Nova fell off, but was rescued by Nate? Was it? Or was
I believe so.
Yes.
So you lost your reindeer, which it immediately left as soon as you fell off. Jonas barely fell off, or almost fell off, but was thankfully kept upright, so the reindeer stuck around. And as you went up a mountain and snow was piling on and it was getting increasingly colder, you encountered a cave, which turned out to be the perfect place to tie your reindeer to and just have a nap. So all of you, except for Silas, began to rest. Silas sitting outside and enjoying quite a unique sight, seeing the Aurora Borealis in the distance as the night carried on. However, it turned out that this cave you had found was in fact something else. As in the early morning, as Silas went in to check on his friends, essentially he started falling down as the whole cave just kind of started tilting in a direction, turning into a pit that everyone was falling down into. There were several different, several different tunnels in here. And something giant and kind of pink-colored something came in through this cave opening very quickly. And it turned out to be a massive hand that Silas was kind of holding on to. He was holding onto the nail of one finger. And this hand just kept pushing into what was clearly a giant-sized glove. And I do believe that's where we ended last session. So, pretty long summary of what happened, but I think I caught it all. If I didn't, our absolutely amazing viewer, Pink Gazelle, is most definitely going to remind me what I missed, and I do very much appreciate that. So, do we have any questions? Anything we want to cover before we begin? Perfect. Then let us tell a storytelling game of Beautiful Madness. It's 22 episodes in and I still can't get that right. I'm sorry.
Usually get it right.
I finally got it right. I stumbled over the words. Getting there. I think at episode 30, maybe I'll be able to nail it. So,
We'll have it down by then.
well, we'll see. We'll see. You're all falling. And actually, some of you have already landed at the bottom of these cave-like pits of fur. It's white, fluffy, and warm. Relatively warm, anyway. And I would say, I'm going to do it like this. I would like everyone to roll a d10 for me, please. And except for Silas, because Silas, you were holding on to the hand, correct? So I'm going to roll for Flicker. That is a 4. So that is the ring finger.
I rolled a 1.
You get a 1, Pinky.
1.
And so we got 2 1s. 1 and 2s are going to end up in the Pinky. 3s and
4.
4s, ring finger. So do we have any 5 or 6? 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Let's do that again. Perfect. So those of you who have 1s, which is, I believe, Lars and Nate, you are in the pinky finger. That's where you ended up. Silas, what did you get? No, sorry, you weren't supposed to roll. I'm sorry. It's been 2 weeks and I've lost everything.
All good.
All right. Let's see here. Tide, you got
4.
4, and that means you end up in the same. You end up in the ring finger with Flicker, and we got a 5. So we got a middle finger, which is suitable for her personality. We got Nova in the middle finger, and I believe the reindeer have, however, remained outside the cave entrance-ish. So they were tied on to something. They're kind of dangling by the rope. Hope they'll be okay. What are you all doing right now, I wonder?
Trying not to poke Lars
Yeah, you
with
are,
my pointy bits.
Yeah, you're
Yelling,
you're
just
pointing.
like, ah!
Perfect. Silas, you are holding onto a finger right now. What are you doing with it? You're holding onto this huge nail. It's as thick it's like this thick for you right now, so you can kind of clamp onto it. It smells terrible. There's a lot of dirt underneath these nails.
Don't doubt it. See where everyone else has dropped into the other fingers. And I try to look for some more stable place to jump to.
There is not really anything you can see. Like, what is obviously the seams of these gloves right now, they are like little corners of leather. Theoretically, you could grab hold onto one of these, but it is not guaranteed that you would not break the material. Like, all right, the thread looks like pretty heavy sinew, but right now you're being shoved into the thumb. So you're on your way to this parting of the ways, so to speak, the partitioning, and right now you're going to be pushed into the thumb unless you do something.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to try grabbing onto one of the sinews, if that's possible.
Absolutely. You can go ahead and roll. What would that be? Dex athletics, perhaps? Let me take out your sheet.
For this to be more like strength athletics, just to hold on.
Oh, yeah, just to hold on. Absolutely. So that would be strength athletics. Yeah, let's go with that. That would be, you have a dice pool of 7 for that. Nice.
3 successes.
3 successes. You kind of just swing yourself back and forth a little bit and then just kind of toss yourself over to grab hold to 2 little loops of sinew. And you are right at the edge, the corner of the hand and the gloves, and you're pressed up against it as this finger is sliding into the thumb hole and into the index finger hole. You're kind of squeezed tightly. You can barely move right now. Thankfully, the material you're against is fairly pliable, so it's not like you're being crushed, but you're definitely having a hard time moving around. And you're like pressed into this thick, woolly fur right now.
It pressed me into it, but at the same time, it also puts a little less stress on having to hold myself up too.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely. You're stuck in place right now, so you can almost let go and remain relatively in the same place. The rest of you are seeing this huge 4 worm snake-like monsters approaching you. No eyes, no mouths. Are those nails? Yes, those are nails. These are giant fingers coming towards you right now. What do you do?
I'm going to see if I can use my sharp edges to slice out the bottom of this fingertip of the glove.
All right, go ahead and roll a brawl wits, or just I'm playing Calvin Ball here. I think that's reasonable. Meanwhile, Tide Flicker is kind of starting to turn orange.
No successes.
No successes. All right. That's pretty good for you because you start poking at this material. It's way more resilient than you thought. You get this tiny little hole in there, and you can look through it, and you see that you are easily 100 feet in the air right now.
Oh.
So, good thing you didn't make that hole. Flicker is bright orange, Tide. What are you doing? She's kind of looking pissed, angry, and scared.
I am looking just as pissed, angry, and scared. I stand. I try to find footing to summon my sword.
It's very difficult right now. Luckily, though, because he's pulling on this glove, there's this kind of internal pressure, which you're feeling, by the way, of the air being compressed. So it's flattening out the bottom of the glove, so you're able to stand, but only barely.
I do my thing.
All right, you create your sword.
Summon the sword, and then just look at the flicker and go like on 3.
Right, 3, and then she just tosses a fireball towards
Wait!
like a burning little pine cone.
I try to follow after it to stab with my sword.
All right,
the finger.
Go ahead and roll for dex melee, I would say, or weaponry. Sorry.
Oh gosh. Let's see. No.
Oof.
Those were my dice. Hold on. Oh.
Lars. Meanwhile, we're waiting for that. Lars, what are you doing?
Hold on. What am I rolling again? Sorry, my dice exploded.
Dex weaponry.
Dex weaponry. Damn it.
Lars would have been probably encouraging Nate to cut, and then when he points out that there's several hundred feet in the air, he would wrap his hands in the fur to keep from falling out.
Yeah, that seems like a plan. 3 successes. So, you managed to actually slice across the fingertip. The skin is very, very thick. Like you can see the patterns, the swirly patterns of fingerprints right now. And you cut this tiny little slice in it, and you see just like for you, it's a lot of blood, but for a body this big, it's nothing. It would be like you had less than a paper cut. And you hear like this huge rumbling grunt coming from outside, and unfortunately, Flicker didn't roll that well, and the pine cone kind of just falls to the very fluffy, furry bottom of this glove and just lights the thing on fire. No. And she goes,
"Pine cone!"
Oh, no! Yeah, she tossed a burning pine cone at the hand, and it kind of just bounced down and on fire.
Are we gonna set something else on fire, like the Goblin Market? Is this what we're doing now?
Whoops. Man, I planned this for so long. What happens is that the fingers are extremely close to all of you right now. But as this grunting noise erupts, there is suddenly movement going backwards. But also something is like compressing around the glove. So while you're not being squeezed, you immediately have a lot less space to move around in, as if someone is holding the glove in one hand, and you hear this huge. You can't really make out if it's words or if it's grunting or breathing, but Silas, I would like you to roll another strength athletics check. As first of all, you're having your back pulled up, so your shirt is up to your shoulders right now as the thumb is pulled out, and I want to see if you can hold on as this happens, or if you're gonna fall into the thumb. Oh, you're muted. Sorry.
Successes.
How many?
Just one
One
critical.
success. One success, one critical. So you can roll that one again.
No, it automatic.
Ah, okay.
I thought we counted criticals as a double success. Hold on, let me just check the.
I think it's supposed that you can roll it again.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, it's you roll again.
Yes. Double successes is Old World Darkness for specialties.
Okay, I mean I can't turn off double successes on. Okay, so
Sorry, you keep muting. Sorry.
sorry. I'll just roll one more dice and see.
Okay.
Okay, it's another success.
So
So
how
another
does-
10 actually.
So that another 10?
Yeah.
I think you get to roll that again. Am I wrong?
He
I think
can.
that's right.
Sorry?
Yeah, he can roll it again.
Yeah.
So
A total of how many successes?
4 successes because there's it's 3 successes.
Three successes. Okay, perfect. So, Silas, you manage to hold on as the thumb is pulled out, and you're like, ah! Your clothes are pulled up, you're dangling from this fabric, but you're still here, and then you feel like this pressure around you as something squeezes the glove together. And those of you looking up suddenly see this massive eye looking down into the glove and parts of a face. And you see this bristly, huge forest of beard kind of just like poking out from the side, and what looks to be a birthmark here, like, or a liver spot, kind of looks into the hole.
Hello.
Should be the one closest to the to the entrance of the glove, and he's the most prominent person there. So he's going to call out and try to wait if he can get his hand moving once the giant's hand is out of the glove. We're inside here. We're people looking for someone.
The eye kind of draws back, and then 2 fingers come in and grab you by the arm and just lifts you out, and you are easily, in size comparison to how I am right now, to this giant. It's kind of looking at you, and you all see how Silas is just pulled out by these 2 fingers and into the air. You don't see what's going on outside right now. You just see the blue sky. And Silas, this guy, he has this huge brownish red beard, which is very unkempt. It has pieces of leather strung into it. It's woven together. It's kind of matted at places. He has these kind of huge cabbage-like ears that you see on a boxer who's been hit a couple of times too many. He has a weird metal hat that kind of looks like a funnel, weirdly enough, but it's like turned upside down. And he has these big bushy eyebrows, and you see his tiny little brown eyes just kind of peering at you. They're not tiny, obviously. They're huge, but comparison-wise, he has also a big potato nose. He goes, "Who are you supposed to be? What are you doing in my glove?"
Sorry.
He doesn't hear you down there.
We're travelers.
Travelers? What do you mean?
We're looking to find the Goblin King, actually.
What do you want with Scribner? Like, you're all hearing his voice very loudly. Now you're slowly able to pick out what he's saying. But what do you want with Scribner is basically what he's asking.
Scribner?
Yes? Sorry, did you ask him a question in return?
Yeah, I was just asking the name he gave was Scribner.
Yes,
the goblin.
that is the name of the Goblin King. Yeah. The name you were taught anyway.
We need to bargain for his help with something. One from Arcadia is planning to come through to this place.
What? Doesn't really seem to understand all those words. You use a lot of words.
We need his help with something.
Okay. Why are you in my glove?
We thought it was a cave.
Are you a king?
No, I don't think I am.
You keep saying we.
My friends are down in the glove. They're much smaller.
Oh! He just turns the glove upside down. And everyone, if you're trying to hold on to the glove, please roll a strength athletics. Otherwise, you're going to be falling out.
1 success.
Oof.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
2 success.
Okay.
Nothing says Littlebrook reunion like me roll.
Yeah, exactly.
3 successes.
3 successes.
0.
0. So everyone who got 3 successes, which is Flicker and Tide, they're able to hold on. Everyone else, you just kind of tumble out of this. And Silas, you see your friends falling out of this glove, like,
Condition to grab them back.
yeah. He kind of has the hand he's holding you in, and he just kind of swoops down to catch you. He moves very fast for a giant, so whoops, he catches everyone in his palm, and then just kind of you can stay there. Are these all your friends? He's very loud right now when you're sitting there. Tide, you're still in the glove, by the way.
Is the glove okay? Like we try to.
The glove is swinging back and forth. It is the world's worst roller coaster right now.
There are 2 more in there. Guys, let go of the glove. He's going to keep going until you...
He takes the glove and he starts shaking it. And Flicker just kind of screams and falls out and lands with a oof in his palm. And she just gets up raring to go, like fireballs in her hands.
Let's go.
We're not fighting this guy, right?
Ooh.
I don't think that's an option.
Yeah, don't burn right now. Especially because Tide isn't here, and I absolutely cannot cool you down.
Okay. Tide just starts sliding down the inside of the glove and just woof, fly out and land in his palm and roll. And he kind of looks at you.
Hi.
Hello.
Sorry. Ooh, ow. Sorry we hurt you. We couldn't tell you.
You're the one who stung me?
Yes, sorry.
Oh,
that's
okay. I thought it was a needle.
No, sorry. We couldn't tell you that we were there. We would have died otherwise.
What?
You're very strong. You would have squished us.
Thank you. I'm pretty strong.
Look at the others like...
You're doing
You're
good,
doing
Tide.
well. I don't know
Yeah.
either.
Call him like extra strong.
Does a strong guy like you know how to get to Scrimler? We're very weak. We're very weak.
You should use his actual name, not Scrimler. Scrimner. He gets really mad if you get his name wrong.
Scrimner.
Scrimner, yes.
Oh, so you're smart and strong.
Yeah, I'm smart and strong. He kind of starts picking his nose with his pinky finger while he's talking.
Beautiful.
I do a thumbs up towards no.
You are still like maybe 70, 80 feet in the air right now.
We're very small
Yeah.
and very weak. I mean, and dumb, because we thought your glove was a cave. But does a strong, big guy like you know how to easily get to the Goblin King? Is it near?
What?
Where is Scribner?
He's over there. Kind of points. You don't see anything in that direction. It's just horizon.
Would you be willing to take us there?
Oh yeah, I'm going that way anyway. But I'm not going to him. He's not a nice guy.
Where are you going?
I'm going home.
Which is in that direction.
Oh yeah. I lost this glove yesterday. That's why I came to get it.
Well, we would appreciate a lift in that direction.
Okay. Good for you. What?
Very lucky we ran into
Oh,
you.
you want me to give you a lift? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I can do that. What's your name?
Phil.
Hi, Bill.
Hey, that's my name.
Phil or Bill? Did you say Bill?
Bill, yes.
Bill. Okay.
And that's Phil.
Hi, Phil.
Hi.
You have.
And that's Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
That's Jane.
Hi, Jane.
And that's Bob.
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 And
Bob,
your name?
Bill. Phil. Bill. Drill. Got it.
Yes. And what's your name?
Utgårdaluke.
What?
Utgårdaluke.
Can we just call you Loki?
I guess. That's not my name, though.
That's fine.
Okay.
Pronounce it again. Just
Utgårdaluke.
go to look.
Utgårdaluke.
Gordaloke. Okay. Utti! There we go.
Okay. Okay, so I gotta go. So he kind of looks over at the reindeer dangling from the glove right now. They
Poor
they are
things.
still alive. They're kicking.
Oh,
Are these yours?
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah. No, I mean, all right. Do you want them with you?
Please.
Okay. He kind of puts them down in his palm of his hand, and they're a little bit scared. They're trembling a little bit. A little bit. The biggest one, the one that Silas was riding, just kind of hoofs and stomps in the palm of the giant's hand. He doesn't even seem to realize it. Okay, hold on. He actually gets up, and he's even taller than you imagine. He was kneeling right now. So you're almost up to the clouds when he's walking with you. And just one big step. And it's unlike anything you've ever experienced before, because you're perfectly still, and then you just kind of swing at an incredible speed, and then it comes to a stop, and then it swings to the other direction. So if the previous experience was the world's worst roller coaster, this is the world's worst sling ride, I guess you'd call it. And it is it's not that you're getting thrown off, but it's distracting. It takes a lot out of you during this ride. And before you know it, you actually see this wooden palisade, which is far, far below you. It's down on the ground. And he kind of just looks at it. It's still quite a distance away. And he goes, all right, this is where Skrimnir lives. I'm going to put you down and I'm going to keep going, okay?
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem.
Wait. Hey, big guy. Hey, big guy.
Uti.
Oh, okay. I just won't say anything so I don't offend anybody by mispronouncing things. Hey, you said this guy's like a bad guy? Like
he maybe.
Should what should we do? Do we say hi? Do we give him a gift? Like how like we're not good with
gifts. He likes gifts. He really does. And if you make him promise something, he's going to keep that promise.
Okay.
Promises are very important.
Oh, good. I'm ready to make lots of promises all the time.
And he really likes games and he really likes competition. So that's very good.
Oh, okay. I'm too scared to think of any other questions right now. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for the lift.
Bill, thank you.
Thank you.
And he just kind of puts his woof, like it's the world's fastest elevator. You're hovering over his hand as he's lowering you, and his hand just kind of slams into the ground. And luckily he's soft enough that you just kind of roll out of his hand. The reindeer just set off right away. They're out of there in
Bye,
seconds.
Reindeer. Say hi to mine for me.
And with that, he walks away, and surprisingly fast disappears across the horizon as it just boom, boom. It's minor earthquakes every time he takes a step. You're still maybe half a mile away from this fortress, by the way, which is way more imposing now that you're on the ground. The palisade, which is composed of very like roughly hewn logs, stretches as far as the eyes can see in both directions, and it's like half a mile away, so it's very tall, but it seemed like nothing when you were up in the air.
Well, that was interesting.
It's making me really worried now. How are we gonna get back?
That's a very good question.
That's an optimistic question.
Yeah, I was gonna say something like that. Flicker chimes in, like, I think, yeah.
Flicker gets it. I think we gotta go talk to this guy and play a game.
Yeah. Who's good at games?
Depends on the game. You think it'll be hopscotch?
I somehow doubt that, but if it is,
I'm bad at that, so that's okay.
Oh, you're not gonna bump into your champion?
And she'll just like hide behind Tide. No, I'm cool. Tide's like a champion. Look at it. Look at him. Look at they got sword and everything.
All right. Well, let's get this over with.
You know, if we still had the reindeers, we could have had him join the reindeer games. Flicker chimes in and then just sorry, that was really bad. I'm sorry.
I was starting to like you, Flicker.
Thanks. Jonas is just shaking his head in disapproval. And you start walking towards the palisade.
Yep.
And you head towards it. It's early morning right now, so clear blue sky. You head over there. You see these bushes with these tiny yellow raspberry-like berries all over the place. They're this golden orangey yellow. Look very appetizing. But there's really not much else growing in this kind of really cold and how would you say it? Kari in Swedish. There's nothing. There's no trees. There are no bushes. Just tiny little plants here and there. Some moss growing on rocks. And as you get close, you see the gate and the palisade, which is really nothing more than a couple of these logs that have been hammered and nailed to a plank basically behind it. And you see torches standing, like these sconces with big flames in them. And you hear a voice from very high up on the passage going, "Who goes there? Who's there?"
Travelers seeking an audience with Scrimner, the Goblin King.
There's quiet for a little while. And then the door begins to open. And you see these people who are opening it. They are kind of humanoid. They look human. They're slightly shorter. Some of them are kind of hunched. Some of them are a little like walking very broadly with their legs, like they're what's it called?
Bow-legged.
Bow-legged, exactly. Thank you very much. And they're all very scrawny or bloated, and they are wearing what looks to be pieces of armor that have been put together all haphazardly.
Did you say scrawny and bloated?
Some of them are bloated, some of them are scrawny. Like they're all very exaggerated in their physiques. They have pointy faces or very round faces. They have big droopy ears, kind of pointy noses, piercings everywhere, like kind of thin hair if they have any hair, warts all over, and they all have tails, and the tails are fleshy till the end where it has like a little tuft. And they're kind of like putting their hands like, "Ooh, travelers! We haven't had travelers here in quite a while. Coming to see Scribner, are you? You look delicious. Can we take a bite from one of you?" One of them kind of goes over and tries to pinch Nate. It's like, "Oh, he's all hard and edgy and pointy. Why are you here? To see King Scribner, are you? Have you come from far away?"
You could say that.
Yes, I just said that.
You did.
Yes.
Very well.
So where are you from?
Not here.
You're one of the fair folks? Their belongings? Certainly look like it. Kind of points to Tide's dripping hair and to Silas' giant physique, and of course to Nova's entire being with her large red eyes.
No, we are our own.
All right then. Well, if you will come with me, you will get to see King Scribner. This tiny bow-legged creature just kind of hops along, and his skin is kind of sallowy, almost greenish-like, and he looks. If you, I don't think any of you have been reading up a lot on mythology, things like that, but he certainly fits the mold of an old European Norse troll in appearance. And they kind of lead you to this very long building. It is low. It's probably just one floor. Low in the sense that it is maybe 10, 15 feet tall. But it doesn't have any windows in the upper floors. It is very straight. It's like one long room that goes out. It's a longhouse, essentially, if you've seen one of those. Like an old medieval and even earlier type of building that's just one long hall with no other rooms. And there is one entrance into it. And as you enter it, or actually, even before you enter it, you see pigs digging around in their sties. You see the odd cow that's being milked. Seems to be a whole community of these goblin-like people. And like you see children running around chasing each other, pulling each other's tails, and you see a collection of skulls of all kinds of weird creatures that's been put on a pole. And as you enter through the door into this building, the smell of sweat and old ale and hay and goat manure, like all these smells and of meat being cooked and of fires and soot, and all these smells just hit you like a wall. And the noise, there's got to be 150 of these goblins in here, or giants or trolls or whatever you want to call them, and they're cheering and laughing and drinking and fighting and screaming, and it's bedlam in here. Like, you're almost immediately pulled into a fist fight, but your guy just kind of kicks one, like, go away, we have guests for the king here. Oh, shush, away with you. And you're led towards this raised throne where a man is sitting. Now, before you arrive there, do any of you do anything or interact with this environment at all?
Nova's trying just not to talk at all or get any attention. She's trying to play it as cool as possible.
So, remember the rules. Lars would be just kind of leaned into the group. Remember the rules. No real names. No deals. Unless we're forming a deal. Right?
Well, okay. I'm trying.
And who's doing the talking?
You are, maybe?
Probably the smartest one here.
I'm not very good at that, so
Jonas kind of melts into the shadows.
yeah. Nate, you're our talker, right?
Oh,
You're muted.
you muted. Sorry.
I was wondering why everyone was ignoring me.
Sorry.
No, it's my fault. Yeah, I'll have a word with him.
So he's probably going to want some kind of, based on what the giant said, some kind of competition or something. Seems like fist fights are pretty prominent here, so maybe, Silas.
Well,
I'll be ready to join in whenever you need. But the way I see it, you can set the ground for whatever negotiation happens. You have a better knowledge of what can be done, what can't be done. When the ground's set, we can all work together and try to bring them around to our way of thinking.
Sounds like a plan. So, Phil,
Flicker.
you're talking.
All right, let's do this.
Nova will give Flicker like a little plan B though. Okay.
Burn everything.
Z.
Got it.
no.
It's just okay. We're definitely not gonna do it. Okay, but Flicker, just in case. Okay.
Just in case. Got it.
Okay.
Got it.
We're totally not gonna do it, guys. Don't even worry about it.
We're not gonna set anything on fire.
If
Yeah.
you do, I will douse you in icy water and leave you
wouldn't
outside.
dare. Okay, maybe you would, but you. Fine.
You guys are Plan Z, as usual.
Right. Better hope we go through the plans really fast then. You are approaching this high seat. There are rows of really, really long tables. So you see everything from what looks to be seasoned warriors and serfs and craftsmen and warrior women. Everyone is just sitting here having a drink, a toast, laughing, or pretty much all kinds of social interaction is going on, and you have someone pushing a huge barrel, like, get out of the way, and then just pushes it over and slams his fist through the lid, and it's some kind of frothy ale in there, and people just take their tankards and scoop it out and drink. But the man sitting on the throne is different from all these people. First of all, he's very quiet. He's kind of sitting, in the usual reclined position, and he has a very well kept, reddish, very red beard, kind of a heavy brow. He's looking a bit contemplative. He has rings all over his hands. He's wearing fairly nice clothing. He looks much more human than the other goblins are doing. Although there are the traits there, obviously he has slightly pointy ears and his nose is very big, and you can see the tail that's kind of whipping slowly back and forth behind him on the throne, and kind of motions for you to come up. Looks very bored with the situation.
Hello. I assume you're the Goblin King.
You assume right. I am Skrimner, the Goblin King. Who are you? Why are you doing in my long hall?
I'm Phil, and we've come to you for help.
Phil the shiny? Phil the pointy? Do you have an
Phil,
epithet?
yes, Phil the shiny.
Phil the shiny. I can see where you got your name.
Yes. Now, we were told that you could help us out because we are in...
By whom? Who told you this?
Guys who told us to go to him.
Woodsman.
The woodsman, yeah.
The woodsman told you about me.
Yes, the woodsman.
Interesting. What did he say about me?
He said you could help us.
It's
That
funny,
you
I don't
knew
recall
certain-
ever being willing to help anyone, ever.
Well, I'm sure you could be convinced.
To help? No. To trade? Absolutely. I am all ears. What do you have to offer?
You want a gun?
A gun.
Yeah, they're pretty
What?
nifty.
Do I look like a man who wants a gun?
I don't know, people seem to go nuts for him around here.
No, I have my own means to find weapons if I want.
Okay, then...
As you can tell,
no,
I have everything I want in money.
so it would
Nova
seem...
tugs on like Nate's sleeve. Sorry. Tell him we can be like really entertaining. He looks so bored.
I don't think he's bored. Look at all the shit going on right now.
No. He sees it all day. No, just try it. Say like, hey, we're like, really interesting. We can entertain you.
If you want, we could entertain you in exchange for...
What skills do you have? What talent do you bring to my long haul? Are you fighters? You certainly don't look the part. Where are your weapons? Well, aside from your guns, I suppose you have those in your pocket.
Silas just fluxes one gigantic arm.
He's our fighter.
Immediately, you get like cheers and applause from some of the trolls. They can appreciate that. All right, you have a fighter. Anything else?
How about this? Do you have a champion?
I have many champions. Fighting is so boorish. Blood spilled everywhere. Good warriors lost for nothing. Don't you have any more interesting challenges to present me? I have a few of my own, but I would like to hear what you can think up.
Hello, by the way. My name is Sarah, and
Sarah
the cold.
Sarah the Cold. Of course.
I am. I can sculpt. I have noticed that there is no sculpture of you in your fortress.
There is not.
Is there a reason for that, or would you like to have one?
It's an interesting that you bring that up, Sarah the Cold. Let me see, and you will fill the
Shiny.
Before we continue, I would like to know the names of your friends that you have brought with you to my halls.
Yes, if you could all introduce yourselves.
Nova's trying to remember real hard. She's okay. Phil, I'm Dill, the pickle.
Dill the Pickle. Interesting name. You will have to
I'm
tell
very
me
interesting.
how you got that.
Oh, that's a long story, and it's a little dirty.
You will definitely have to tell me how you got that later. I'm Flame, the Fiery. Flame the Fiery. I can't imagine where you got that name from. And your scrawny, hunched over friend over there?
I'm nobody.
Nobody. And the giant flexing monster that you brought with you?
I'm the man juggler.
The man juggler. I can appreciate that. It's a rare skills these days to see someone juggle men. And I believe you have a 7th companion. He doesn't want to show himself to me, but I can see him.
We'll call him Bill the Frightened.
Bill the Frightened. Sounds about right. So we have Phil and Bill. Now then, Sarah the Cold. You have an interesting proposition, and I can only imagine what you're going to say, but I have a champion for carving statues as well. So how about we make it a competition?
That can be a thing.
Perfect. And since I am the one who's challenging you, well, my champion is, you will get to choose the topic, the theme for this carving of ice.
Okay, huh.
Let's do something they could never possibly know living in this society. What if we did like video games or something?
If they don't understand it, they won't enjoy it. How about a theme of action? Like a moving sculpture.
I don't know I can do those. Just saying.
Just make a sculpture of him. Royal people like that, but with like a bigger, stronger chin and like a bigger chest.
I'm sure that his champion has done sculptures of him many times and is probably very good at that. Again, I think we should pick something that he's not good at. Otherwise, we'll have to cheat to win, and I don't want to try risking that around this guy.
Sculpt a sculpture that's killing the other sculpture.
I have an idea.
Okay.
Lars, you're good at like jerry-rigging things.
Yeah.
War sculptures. We make a sculpture that's also like a siege engine.
Oh, okay.
That, I don't know if they'd be good at that. That just sounds cool.
That would require me to assist, though, and I think it's more a one-on-one type thing.
Well, let's see if we can negotiate the terms.
As you're discussing these things, a huge platter of tankards with ale just comes hovering towards you, and you realize it's a very tiny goblin or troll or something carrying it over his head. It's like, refreshments for the guests.
No, thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. But no, thank you.
Very well. Flicker looks like she's going to take one of the tankards.
Flicker, you're not old enough.
Flicker.
Nova will take one, and she's just gonna hold it by her side for right now.
So your name is Flicker.
Ah, fuck.
Lame. That's just the thing that we say
Yeah,
to say
no.
no.
Yeah, that's me, old Dill, calling people wrong names because I'm silly.
Certainly. Now, have you decided on the topic? I don't have all day.
We have, but we have a condition. You can have two of your
Tell
champions.
me your condition.
You can bring two of your champions if we're allowed to bring two of ours.
I only need one. But
You only need one?
You're welcome to bring two if you want.
Oh.
But we will
So here's the
discuss
idea.
price before we continue.
The prize.
If I win, one of you will become one of my warriors. But if you win, I will answer any question you have. One question, truthfully.
One question. One question seems a bit slim. Can we do 3?
One question per challenge. But I will change my demand as well. One of my warriors for a year.
Okay, that seems fair.
But you're more than welcome to give me more challenges.
Oh
I have a
yes,
challenge
we may.
question, yes.
So our challenge for the statue
Mm-hmm.
is a bit of an interesting one. A battle statue, an ice sculpture made for an ice sculpture that can also serve as a siege engine.
Interesting.
Judged not only on form but on function.
Form and function. Siege engine, you say. Define siege engine.
A medieval weapon, a large medieval weapon capable of doing damage to walls or fortified positions.
Fine. I accept. Who will be your champions?
That will be that will be
Lard?
Nobody.
no. Yes,
Nobody?
Lard. We call him Lard. It's a way we bully him.
It's an ironic name, I see. Lard and Sarah.
Sarah.
Excellent. My champion will be Nordan. He snaps his finger, and this man walks out from basically behind the throne, and he's an older gentleman, probably in his late 60s, early 70s, hard to tell. He's wearing a very humble robe. He has light bluish skin, dark bluish hair, and his beard, which is neatly trimmed, is kind of pointy, sharp. Nordan will take your challenge. Ice sculpting? In here? Outside? Where should we do it?
Outside probably seems like the best. Things will melt in here.
Very good. My friends! He kind of stands up and shouts, and everyone just goes completely quiet. Our guests here have challenged my champion Nordan in ice sculpture creation. Will you join us outside as we shall see who can make the best ice sculpture siege engine? And there's a cheer, a roar amongst these goblins and hobgoblins as they kind of start slamming their fists on the table and shaking their tankards around and roaring, and they just create this parade leaving out with you being kind of pushed on, pulled along with the crowd, led outside. And he takes you out on the field, and you're standing outside of the encampment or the wall, and he just points. Build them whatever you want. You are free to try them on my fortifications. I will have my workers fix whatever damage you do afterwards.
Let's make him regret saying that.
Okay.
Do you have a refuse pit, garbage place where your scraps are thrown?
Bones?
Old weapons, metal, wood, stuff like that mostly.
Well, we have the latrine pits.
Not organic like that.
Hey, buddy, I got you. I'm gonna spend some glamour and essentially just start pulling trash out of my pockets.
Just pulling. This is size 1 garbage, so it takes a little while to create the amount. Yeah. But go right ahead. So what kind of garbage are you pulling out?
We're getting tin cans. We're getting like paper bags, bits of wood.
Perfect.
I can also.
And I'm gonna spend like 3 or 4.
Go right ahead.
I can also just make any kind of shape you would like me to. I can try anyway if you describe it to me.
I work best when I just have random stuff.
All right. Then you do the function, I'll do the pretty. I'll follow your lead either way. I'll
also give Lars my handgun.
I don't want a handgun.
I don't know if that's cheating, but it could come in handy in your design. Do whatever you want to it. Take it apart, use the pieces, I don't care.
That could work.
I give Lars my sword. There.
Perfect. So, what kind of a role would this be? Lars, you are constructing what exactly?
I'm thinking a trebuchet.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like him,
Mm-hmm.
and he hurls like one of the arms. So it looks like when it fires, it looks like he's taking something in his hand and hurling it over his head.
And Flicker can light whatever a projectile is on fire.
You're making this out of so okay. Describe to me how this object, because it's an ice sculpture. It has to be an ice sculpture, right?
Well, I'm thinking a trebuchet that is then like made out of actual an iron or wood framework coated in ice.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay. What kind of roll are we gonna require to make this actually be functioning? Does it require a roll? Are you using a contract to make this, or how are you making this?
I am.
Because this would be a science roll, I believe.
You guys see?
Or would it be crafts, maybe?
Perhaps, yeah.
Yeah, I guess I could have, yeah, crafts.
So crafts.
Crafts plus intelligence, maybe, or
Yes, crafts intelligence. Certainly not something you're bad at, Lars. I would require that from both of you. No, I would require a crafts wits roll from Tide.
Well, they're working on
That's-
this.
Tide, if you need help, I'm
Same
good at both
thing.
of those things.
Yeah.
Nova's going to take Flicker off to the side and then like share that tankard she took.
Awesome. It tastes horrible,
Like,
but
knock
it
it
is
over.
very strong.
Hey, and this is horrible, right? Okay, I'm just gonna go for one more though. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, this is horrible.
Yeah.
You shouldn't. You want more?
Figured like, yeah, this tastes like garbage. Give me more.
Yeah. Let me finish it.
like kids at
Ready
prom
for-
night. Yeah.
Woo! Build that thing.
You got 4 successes. Perfect. And how many?
Out of 5 dice, this is crazy.
That's-
Okay, let's. Oh wait, should I roll to help or?
I don't think you're allowed to
No,
help.
You're not
'cause-
allowed
Oh,
to
yeah.
help. 2 champions.
Fuck.
Well, you can certainly try.
I'd rather not cheat. I'm not good at being sneaky.
Oh, we should have saved some for Nick. Hey, there's a little left in the cut. You want a little left?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Here we go. That's just there. You go.
It is very
No
thanks.
tough.
Smells.
It smells like garbage, hot garbage. But strangely enough, the more you drink Nova, the less gross it is. Maybe because it kills every taste bud in your mouth.
Yeah, it's starting to grow on me. Like maybe literally, I don't know. Anyway, let's do this. Woo! I'm feeling
Perfect,
confident.
perfect. We get a crafts weaponry suggestion from Pink Gazelle. I think, did you already roll, Lars?
No.
Okay. You get to choose crafts intelligence or crafts weaponry.
If it's crafts and weaponry, I can roll another one.
No, Tide, you don't get weaponry, unfortunately. You're not really doing the mechanisms. Sorry.
That's true.
Okay. I am going to use a contract. I'm going to use Tatterdemillion's workshop,
That
which is
chestnut, yeah.
which is a royal contract. It is on page 135.
Mm-hmm.
Changeling takes a jerry-rigging build equipment action as normal, but no mundane equipment up to size 5 is ever too complex to build in a single turn. Bypasses the need for pauper components or tools. Reduce the usual penalty for equipment bonuses or benefits by half the character's weird rounded up. Crafting process should look vaguely possible to the layman. She can create a rocket launcher out of a flare gun and a canister of compressed gas, or a portable Xerox machine from random bathroom supplies and a fountain pen.
How is that vaguely possible? But sorry, continue.
The device functions as well as the normal version would, and because I'm a wizened, I can jerry-rig a complex object of any size.
That's right, you can.
Bars, see if you can use the gunpowder in the bullets to make the shot explode when it hits its target.
And the loophole is wearing large old glasses and using archaic tools, which I just so happen to have.
Perfect. No use of glamour there. Tide.
Yes.
No, continue.
Dice pool is none.
Dice pool is
Action
none.
instant, duration instant.
I love these contracts so much.
But
yeah, it's okay. I'm not gonna ask you to make a roll for it. And Tide made their roll, so.
Yeah. Can I describe what I'm doing?
Yes, you may. You're free to describe what you're doing. Both.
I'm trying to do this as flashy as possible. We're talking like I'm also using glamour some points because I don't think I have enough. I can do that many loopholes in a succession. But I tried to make this flashy. Like I'm trying to if I'm making a long kind of piece to go along, I don't know, an arm of the trebuchet or whatever, I make it with a flourish that ice splatters everywhere like little dust things. And then I make like little snowflakes explode out of stuff when I make it. You know, I'm trying to make this flashy, and for example, I do like sort of a magic tricks wannabe. Like I boop one of the goblins in the nose, and make a snowflake like sprout on their nose, and then I take it up, toss it in the air, and it becomes like a big shard of ice. Like I'm doing all this wannabe magic tricks just to get everyone entertained. I don't know how much glamour that will cost me.
I'm gonna say 2 points of glamour from you for that.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Like lots of cheering, like trying to get other people to cheer. Hey!
Yeah, there is definitely groups
everybody.
of goblins, hobgoblins turning to cheer on you, for certain.
One thing I do, I invoke elemental weapon, and correct me if I'm wrong, if I invoke an elemental weapon, it always has to be the same sword. Is that right?
Let me see. Which page is that on?
I can tell you. It is on page
148.
148.
There we go. These cards are saving me so much time. I wrote down everyone's stats on them. So, we got... Where is it? That's not... elemental weapon. You grab a nearby element, such as water from a pond, flames from a fireplace, etc., and shape it into any archaic weapon of your choosing. You can make it into any
archaic weapon. I was gonna make a paintbrush. Shit, never mind.
It has to be a weapon. Sorry.
It's okay.
A really big paintbrush with like a spike at the end.
Yes.
No. Well, it wouldn't
Bummer.
be. Yeah, sorry. So
I guess I can do a sword, like, anyway, and just...
Right.
Sword dance or something.
So you make you make this giant version of Skrimnir, which is very similar to him, actually. You rolled a 4, so it looks very accurate to his depiction. It has some gears and stuff in it to help it move, allowing it to trebuchet rocks into the wall. Should, by all theory, work. Are you testing it before you say you're finished?
Yes.
I wish
that is going to be... What kind of roll would that be?
I'm gonna let Lars do that.
Weaponry or firearms, or even science, because you kind of have to measure out how far it's going to go. Like, it's a whole mathematical thing. I'm gonna say intelligence firearms for this one.
Intelligence firearms. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Two successes.
2 successes. You get it away. You fire a big chunk of rock. It's a big gray lump of flintstone, and it just swooshes through the air, hits the wall. Doesn't do super damage to it. It breaks some of the wood, definitely causing damage, but it's not breaking down the wall. You have one more turn of fixing it before you're finished.
Okay.
Correcting things. So that would be either a crafts wits roll by Tide or a crafts intelligence roll by Lars. One of you get to roll.
I'll do some tweaking.
Okay, yeah. I have 5 dice on that, but yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3,
You should
4,
have 8, Lars, I
5,
think.
6, 7, 8.
Yeah, you're better off.
All right, and I get 1, 2, 3 successes.
3 successes. You screw things over and you move them around and you adjust a couple of things and you feel like this made it much better. And right about then, Scrimnir kind of walks over to you and he looks at things like, "Are you finished? Are you done with your construction? I believe Norden is finished, so perhaps we shall test our devices."
Sure.
Yes. Silas, before we do that, what have you been doing during this time? Have you been watching, interacting with anything?
I'm watching, yeah. I have my own idea for a challenge
Sure.
that I want to do afterwards, but mostly just chatting with the guys here, seeing what kind of entertainment do they normally do here?
Oh, well, they seem to have musicians playing. They put on plays. Like, it's fairly, I don't know how to call it, cultural people. Like, obviously very warlike in their behavior, but they
Fair enough.
play stories, play music, sing songs, things like that. Often very bawdy songs.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So, you look over to where Norden was making his thing, and you see what is essentially something made completely out of ice. You don't see any other things in there. It's see-through completely, and making it very hard to know what it actually is. And Norden just bows his head and points to a lever made out of ice for Scrimnir to pull, and he just walks over to it and pulls it, and this huge ice spike just kind of thrusts out straight through the wall, just breaking through it, shattering wood. And Scrimnir goes, "Oh, well, that's very impressive, Norden. I'm impressed you did this all by yourself in such a short time. Very good. Well then, let me see. It was Nobody and Sarah. Show me what your device can do."
Okay.
You activate it and fire. You want to roll?
I want to aim it, but I want to let him activate it,
All right.
much like the other guy did.
So he inspects it, pulls the lever, and you see how the Scrimnir ice statuette kind of chucks the rock, and it causes massive damage to the wall, like this huge hole, way bigger than Norden's was. Like, and it kind of, some logs just kind of fall like domino pieces to the side, and some goblins have to jump out of the way so they won't be crushed by the wood. And Scrimnir looks impressed. He's like, very good. You've made something very impressive here in a very short time. I'm pleased. Very nice. Very good craftsmanship. Norden wins.
Bullshit.
Why? I asked for an ice sculpture. This is not ice. You've used other devices in it.
We
It's an
also
ice
said
sculpture. It's a sculpture made of ice. Yeah, it's got other devices in it, but how else are we supposed to do other stuff?
Look at Nordans. He used nothing but ice.
Can I take a close look at Nordens? Because I don't believe this guy.
Absolutely, go look at it.
Did he really use nothing but ice?
You can look, and you don't even have to roll. It is perfectly see-through. Unless this guy invented some kind of plastic and disguised it as ice, it's all ice.
But it was on form and function. So perhaps Norden won on form, but function? Ours wins by far.
We can call it a draw if you want.
I'm happy with that. So I suppose we need a better challenge.
Certainly sounds like it. Oh, it looks like your friend Nobody wants to say something.
Just a moment. So my seeming blessing, take build equipment action to transform one material to another. So I would like to transform all of the metal and wood within our device into ice.
You're doing that now.
Yep.
All right.
And I'll say
Does that cost you glamour?
no.
Okay. You transform everything into ice. Everything is ice now.
And then I will step back and I'll say, please try again.
I don't think so. Your friend here, what was his name? Phil the Shiny has already said he's fine with the draw.
he is happy with that, but we didn't confirm it. And we didn't. We are the champions.
There was no... Oh, yes, of course. They are the champions after all. The negotiating should be up to them. Do you agree with this?
You were the person speaking for your group, Phil.
That's true, but, we never shook on it.
I don't like this. First you cheat, then you want to go back on something you've said. What honor is there in this?
I wouldn't call it cheating. I think we misunderstood the parameters of the competition.
You didn't ask. And I think the perimeters were quite clear. Ice sculpture, not ice and...
And it is a sculpture of ice. The sculpture is made of ice. The weapon is made of... Well, now the weapon's made of ice, but... Sculpture itself
We can
is
do
ice.
another challenge, if you want.
Sure. You know what? Let's call it there. Let's do another challenge.
Maybe something more in your playing field.
All right.
Who here is good with eating? I think it's my turn to suggest a challenge now, no?
Certainly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good old-fashioned eating competition. Anyone?
I'm just gonna look over at Silas. Think you got this one, buddy.
Everyone just assumes because I'm big and fat that I want to eat all the pie that they can. Okay, yeah, I'll do this. What are we doing?
While we're talking, Nova's just gonna look around. She just wants to see what sort of animals would perhaps be in, say, she could touch.
Animals she can touch. There are pigs, the occasional goat, horses, donkeys, chicken, farm animals.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
She's just going to keep that in mind.
He, Skrimner kind of goes, well, let us go back inside the long hall. You will be fighting against my champion Loge. You will be eating a trough of cherry pie.
Oh no, not cherry pie. Okay.
Silas looks up in alarm, but says, certainly. He gives a warning glance to the others.
We can change the content if you want. It's eating the trough that
it
matters.
sounds delicious, so I don't need to do that.
All right, very good.
Lars can catch the look. Concerned about something, that's for certain.
Right. So you go into the Great Hall, and as if prepared already, there are two long troughs leading to the center, where there is a strand of rope. And they're going from both different directions. And you see this kind of jumpy guy standing over on one of the troughs. He's kind of waiting to get at it. Like he's got bright orange hair and like thin, kind of scrawny guy, very small for his size, obviously for his size. And he's like, "Can we do it, boss? Can I do it? Can I get to it?" And Screaming goes, "All right, well, what was your name again? You were the man juggler, of course. The man juggler. Go get to your side, Loge. You will start over there. Finish the trough, and the first."
I walk over to the other side, bowing respectfully to the little guy dancing. It's the skinny ones you always have to watch out for in eating contests.
Yeah, I'm looking out for you too. I'm looking out for you too, big guy. This is gonna be fun, right? He kind of spits in his hand and offers a handshake.
Silas is a handout. It's clearly a friendly competition with no deal attached, so they take hands.
Of course. So you each go to your side, and he says, "Everyone is clear of the rules. Finish the trough of food. First one to hit the line will win."
There's only one way to do it. Just eat.
Yes. Perfect. Okay, so I think this is going to be an extended challenge. You're going to roll 5 times, and you're going to have to hit a certain amount of successes. Stamina would certainly be involved in this, don't you agree? And composure, perhaps? Or would you say something else? Your survival, or what do you feel should be your role for this?
Stamina survival sounds pretty good. I think there's a way to...
So you roll it 5 times, and you need to get... You want me to tell you the amount of successes, or should I keep it secret?
It's secret. I'd like to know.
All right, perfect. Keep it secret. We're keeping it secret. So, everyone lines up. Oh, sorry.
Can you spend willpower on an extended success?
That's a very good question. I think you should be able to spend willpower on every roll. Let me look it up. I really don't want to mess up these rules. So, willpower, 101 to 183. Let me see here. Willpower, reflexive action, spending willpower, roll bonus. Spend 1 willpower to gain a 3-die bonus on a single dice pool. Reflexive action, unless otherwise specified, spending willpower is a reflexive action. So you may only spend 1 willpower per action. So essentially, you can spend a willpower every turn, because each turn you roll an action, and you can every time you spend a willpower, you can get 3 extra die to roll with, or dice. Sorry.
That's so odd.
Yeah. So let's see how it goes. I think I'll probably save the willpower for the last part of the extended roll.
Perfect.
So I think I have 8 die.
That is correct. You have a lot of stamina, and you also have 3 in survival. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 1 more die, because you have iron stamina, and I'm going to take that into account. So
sweet. Okay.
Get another 1.
9. So you guys pop the top off, eat the top, lick the fillet out to wash down the pastry, and then pop the pastry to his mouth. It's almost machine-like and hypnotic the way he's eating the pies in which no normal human could ever manage.
Perfect. All right, so go ahead and make your first roll. All the hobgoblins like cheering on. All of them are Loge, 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 and quite a few of them are like man juggler, man juggler, man juggler. Like it's like
2 on the first.
2 successes on the first one. You get off on a slow start. Understandable. You're not super into this food right now, right here. But
I think I got 4 successes. Like one of them's a crit. So I'm
the second one.
That's the second one, yes.
Yeah. So that's 6 successes. You get to re-roll the crit and get another success potentially.
I'll just roll 10 dice for my third roll.
Okay, perfect. So you got 6 successes right now. You're gaining speed. Yeah, this is definitely going well.
Ooh, that's 1 success. Oh, so no, wait. I think
8 plus are a success.
Yeah.
Okay, so 7. Oh, you're breaching your middle point right now. It's hard to get it down. Like your face is all covered in red cherry jam.
It was a crit success. So there's 3 successes with another crit on the
So
on the
that's
third.
10 successes on the Was that the fourth one? That was
Fourth
the
one, yeah.
Fourth one, yes. 10 successes. One more roll left.
I'm spending a
Spending
willpower.
so you get 12 dice.
No, 13, because I got a critical
13 dice. This is it. Are you going to make it?
Man juggler.
Okay. So that's another 3 successes with a crit. So
Okay.
I'll roll one more.
Roll the crit.
Oh, just failed.
That's fine. 13 successes with the width of a hair. You're groaning. You're pulling along through this trough, sorry. And your nose hits the rope seconds before Loges. Loge wins! Everyone starts cheering, Loge, 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 Loge. But you hit the rope first. But as everyone looks over, there is no sign of the trough on Loge's side.
What
had
just happened?
You had to finish the trough. You had to eat everything. That's what I said. I asked if there was any questions about the rules. You ate only the pies. The trough is still there.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you, Mr. Mr. Goblin King. You and I both know that's ridiculous.
It's not. It's merely
you accused me of cheating. You accused us of cheating. You're nothing but a cheat yourself.
I told you, finish the trough. You didn't ask for clarifications. I even asked if the rules were clear.
But when you set up the whole thing, you said the contest was for eating cherry pies, not a trough.
It was a pie eating contest, not a trough eating contest.
And last I checked, a trough is not a pie, correct? Do we both agree on this, King?
I suppose
it's the same thing. It's the same thing as the ice. Then
did he finish his pie tins?
All of our pies have been eaten, I believe.
But
the pie tins themselves are not pies either. Would you agree with that?
So where does the definition of a cherry pie begin and end?
A cherry pie is a cherry fucking pie.
Just
filling.
Fruit and pastry. What's contained in. If it was a trough eating contest, then we would have started with the trough.
If it was a tin eating contest, yeah, but it's not. It was a cherry pie eating contest.
I'm willing to call it a draw.
I'm willing to call it a victory for us.
You can say that, but I believe I was very clear when I say all you have to do is finish the trough.
But it was a cherry pie eating contest, and that's what we agreed upon. So
you did not actually say anything about the trough.
I did. I mentioned it several times. If you didn't pay attention, that is your problem.
Wouldn't Jonas be able to say to like recall something?
He did mention it multiple times.
He did.
Yeah. He did?
Yes, he did.
So what we've got here is we had the rules we agreed upon, and then your addendum after, so you could...
Not after! Before you agreed.
Wouldn't I notice the goblin if my competitor was only eating the trough itself?
He was eating everything. But would you? You were very focused on eating the pies.
Well, I could. Here's the thing, though. If the rule of the contest is to eat everything, and I didn't eat everything,
Tell you what. I will give you an easy challenge, and if you pass it, 3 questions. If you don't, nothing. You simply lose. Just a matter of losing. Nothing sacrificed.
Fair enough.
Is that fair? Good. My children often entertain themselves. I assume something more for children would be suitable for you. My children often... Yes, Sarah?
You said nothing sacrificed. That means nothing. Not this nothing, I pointed Lars.
No, he's nobody.
That's
my
true.
Heart and hope to die.
I hug Lars.
There is nothing for you to lose here except the honor. Or rather, the shame. You will win that if you don't manage this task. My children often compete in who can lift our house cat from the floor. He's right over there, as you can see, and you see this scrawny-looking black and white, like tuxedo cat that's kind of slinking around the tables, eating scraps, and he's got a little hole in one of his ears, and it's like green.
Okay, yeah, but now what rule loophole did you put here?
Lift the cat from the floor.
From the floor.
Hi. Can we just discuss something for a second?
Of course.
Would that be okay?
Of course.
Okay. Nova's gonna gather one for a second, and she's like, I have an idea that might work.
Nova, you're also very drunk right now.
Yeah, no, just because this is why this is a really good idea, and I'm feeling real confident about it.
Oh my gosh, okay.
No, listen, this is okay. This is gonna work out really, really good. Whoever feels they could lift a cat, I can become a cat. I can look just like it. And someone just lifts me.
I don't think we should cheat him, but I have an idea.
Well, that's not cheating. It depends on the
I'm gonna make a noise at the
use.
cat and see if it looks at me.
No. Okay.
It looks at me? Brilliant. I'm gonna hit it with paralyzing presence.
Oh, no, no. Okay.
But that's gonna make the other
We're not
person
cheating.
also.
This is just different words. It depends on the words
you
you
just
use.
hit the cat with paralyzing presence. And,
Oh, no.
Someone go pick it up. Quick.
We didn't just...
The competition
Okay,
has
so
not
Nova's...
started yet, but...
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
But Skinny kind of looks over at this cat, and he looks over at you like,
So, just to clarify, the rules are to lift the cat off the floor.
Off the floor, yes. Before we continue, I would very much like for you to not have my cat be the way it is right now. I am very familiar with your type. This is not the first time I am meeting changelings.
I'll break eye contact and release the cat.
Very good. Lift with your own 2 hands, or whatever appendage you want to use, or a tool if you want. Lift it off the floor. All 4 paws has to go off the floor. It's simple. Children can do it.
I would like
Silas, do you want to go and try to grab the cat and see what happens?
No. I would like a demonstration.
Yes, that's a brilliant idea. Could you demonstrate to us what we would have to do to win this task?
No, I will not.
Could someone else do it?
No.
You said it's so simple that your children do it. Have one of your children do it.
Why?
So we know you're not tricking us.
So that we know it can be done.
What trickery is there to be? Lift it off the floor.
Because every time we beat you at something, you come up with some rules loophole, and we have to argue with you so that it's a draw. I want a demonstration that this is not some bullshit.
Fair, you can leave empty-handed if you want. You have nothing to lose from this. It's a game.
Silas, go touch the cat. If it starts to fight you, I'll paralyze it.
I don't even think I'll need the help. You just got to do the competition yourself sometimes. So I'm going to...
Oh, no.
Out of the cat.
Hey, because Nova's very drunk, and and she doesn't know exactly what's going on. She doesn't have to... She's going to use a chrysalis.
Right.
That is on 145. And since she's not touching it, she's going to spend 2 glamour on this. And she's going to kind of fade back a little, and she's going to turn into that cat.
Okay, let me read the definition of chrysalis very closely.
You go for it.
Yeah, but wait until the challenge starts.
Oh, she sees it as a mess anyway, so she's trying to see if she can do it while they're being distracting.
It can't be smaller than size 1. What is size 1? I unfortunately believe that it is not size 1 because it is a cat. But then, wait a minute. No. Actually, size 1 is like a mouse or something, I think. It can't be bigger than size 7. I could just physical form. No, you have to choose the animal forms when you purchase this contract. You can't just touch. You have to have chosen these animals beforehand. Sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay. It was I hadn't given you the list, so.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. Then she's just gonna sit back and see where this goes.
I have huddle close, really quickly. Plan. So I motion to the others, and I'm like, what if we challenge him to lose in some way? He doesn't like losing, I don't think. I'm not smart enough to figure it out.
I'm gonna be very honest here, and I'm gonna say that we should just leave. This guy is not. And when the woodsman said that he did not play by the rules of the Fae, I thought that meant something different than him cheating and not playing by rules other than his own.
But he says we have nothing to lose.
I openly wince when Lars says the word Fae.
There is a slight breeze going through the room, and you see some goblins like shudder. Not that they know what you said, but
Look, we lose nothing by doing this. We need these questions. If you guys want to leave, you can, but I'm going to try to pick up that cat if no one else will.
I have another question that popped to mind before we do anything. And that was, he said that we would need to stay here for a year. One of us anyway. But what happens if she comes to pick that person up here? Well, then, will he have to fight her? And who will win? Now, that's something that's a pain I wouldn't mind going her through. But at the same time, it would mean someone would have to stay here for a year. I mean, if that would have happened in the challenge I suggested, I would have probably offered to stay. Because what's a year when we've been with her for so long? At least here they seem civil. What's Littlebrook going to be like?
I mean,
And what is it going to be back home with her? I'm kind of worried.
don't give up, Kitsu. Don't give up. You've done well so far. And honestly, I think the challenges have been fair, a little tricky, but that's nothing we're not used to. And,
No, there's no winning here.
See,
We
pretty
keep playing
quiet.
by the same things, and there's no thing we have to not play. There's no win, because that's just not how. There's no win. You can never know everything about anything.
ventured, nothing gained.
But when we don't even know what the, I don't think we should try to pick up that cat. That's I'll just say that. I don't
Fuck
think
this shit, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna pick up the cat.
okay. I would like Nate to roll a strength check, or potentially strength athletics. Up to Nate.
Better if it's just 2 strengths.
Right?
Okay.
Hey, Flicker.
Yeah.
How quick can you throw something on fire?
Oh, very, very fast.
Oh, okay.
That's 5 successes.
5 successes. Oh boy. Okay. This is going to be another extended amount of rolls. You will roll 5
Wow, I
times.
love that.
And you start out with an amazing 5 successes. So Nate just walks over to the cat and bends down to lift the cat, and the body just kind of goes along with it, but the paws are still touching the ground. This is a very long cat. Like, ooh, it goes up, and the cat just like, meow. 4 paws still on the ground, though. Oh,
Can I try to sweep its legs?
You can certainly try.
That way its paws will be off the ground.
All 4 of them.
You know, if you scare it, will it jump and go to the roof?
Nova's just gonna whisper to Flicker. Wait till the end. If you can, see if you can throw one of your flames at the cat's feet. Just wait though. Wait, see what Nate does, but just wait. to see.
Okay, I'm gonna try to like, because like lifting the cat higher, it's just gonna keep stretching.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna try to like sweep its legs with my leg.
Right ahead, that would be a dex brawl roll for you. And all the hobgoblins are looking at Nate right now, and they're kind of laughing. They're guffawing. They're having a great old time. So Nate, sorry?
That is 2 successes.
2 successes. You kind of sweep with your legs while you're holding up the cat, but like you feel like you're hitting the cat's leg, but it's just brushing its feet around, like it's still stuck firmly to the ground, and it's kind of hissing at you. But you're holding up this huge writhing cat body, and
Tide, water.
I like.
Get its feet wet.
are you cheating?
I am sad.
That's not cheating. Your rules were just to get the cat off the ground, all 4
Your rules were
paws.
to lift the cat off.
I'm lifting him.
I'm not going to touch the cat.
Oh no!
the
Oh no!
floor.
Looks like Tide spilled someone's drink on the cat's paws.
All right.
Who's Tide? I'm making a Tide. Yes.
Oh yes, yes.
So
Looks like the
now-
Tide put some.
Tide is the name.
No.
So-
Son of a bitch!
Sarah is the. I ice the floor.
You ice the floor. Okay.
Yeah,
Nate,
underneath the cat's feet.
underneath the cat's feet.
shit.
Yeah.
Interesting. A glamour point for that, please.
Yeah.
And
Worst eyes ever.
Yes, the tide is coming. Here you go.
the cat remains standing.
God, this thing is determined. Okay, okay. I'm just holding this cat above my head. Oh, jeez.
I suggest you maybe wrap it up in one hand and use your other to pull even more up. That's my technique.
Why don't
I'll give
you,
that a try. Fuck it.
Why don't you ask it nicely? Have you tried
Kitty,
that?
can you lift up? Hey, Kitty, you wanna sit on my shoulder?
It hisses at you.
Oh, shit.
Roll
You want a treat?
another, strength check. This would be your 3rd roll, I believe. Or 4th, if you can count the eyes. 3rd roll, fine.
You're so good at this.
That is 6 successes with 2 10s.
6 successes. You're up at 11.
Out of a 6 pool of dice.
So you're at 11 now. So you like kind of squeeze the cat's body together and just get even more of it up there. It's still standing on the floor, man.
The fuck is this bullshit?
Go
Ugh.
ahead and roll again.
Am I just gonna pile this cat until
You
it
have
just
2
crushes
more,
me?
Yeah. You have 2 more rolls to go.
And that is 3 successes.
14 successes. The rest of you watching, to Nate, it feels like you're not getting anywhere. You just keep piling more and more of this. Tide, Nova, Silas, Lars, you see how one paw just begins to lift off the ground, and immediately Screaming goes up. All right, that's enough. You've had your try at this.
Fuck you, Scrivener. We're still going.
It's fine. It's over.
One paw is up.
Make another roll.
We
if
won?
you
We can
want.
do this.
Make another roll if you want. If you want.
You concede defeat, Scrivener?
No, but fine. Go ahead.
Okay, let's keep going then, buckaroo.
Why would you stop?
you can
This
use
is
a willpower if
fun,
you want.
right? Come on, guys.
Spend a
let's
willpower
punch
to
the
keep going?
paws.
Can spend a willpower to get another 3 dice for your last roll.
I will, yeah. That'll bring it up to 9 dice. That's 5 rolled so far. Got 4 more to roll. Okay.
What is this
Oh.
cat?
10. Okay, and that, I believe, is a total of 5 successes.
19 successes.
Jesus.
The cat is still standing. Sorry, muted.
How many paws are off the ground here?
2 of them. But that's
2.
that you are completely exhausted. You can't lift it anymore.
Silas, take over!
All right. Cat, go away. And it immediately kind of slithers out of your hands and slings it off into the shadows. My friends, you have been very entertaining for me. And he starts applauding. In fact, you have been so entertaining and so hardworking that I feel it's unfair for me to not tell you the truth. I haven't been cheating, but we've been playing by my own local rules.
Yeah, I figured.
Of course.
Silas shrugs. It's no shame being beaten by the best because he sees that Loki
Because the best is cheating.
pies, and if he can eat the pies and the treasure and the trough before I even finish the pies, that's someone who's hungry.
He looks at you. It's interesting that you bring up Logan. He points to a fireplace. That is who you were fighting against. You were fighting against fire itself. It will consume everything in its path. There is no shame in losing to that. As for your ice statue, are you familiar with the Northern Wind? That was your competitor at that time. And I'm sure you've heard of the serpent that can circle the entire planet. Quite a suspicious cat, is it not?
Damn.
Wow.
You almost lifted off its feet. That is an impressive feat, I would say. I'm willing to give you 3 answers. No strings attached. You have entertained me, and you have entertained my people. You're safe to leave for home afterwards, and I will answer to the best of my ability.
Thank you.
Thank you. Usually we don't have such competitive spirits. They gave up much quicker.
Yeah, we've never been the type to give up.
I can imagine. Now, what would you like to know? Tell you what. Spend the night here, eat, drink whatever you want, enjoy the festivities, the music. There will be beds prepared for you. In the morning, you can ask your questions if you will. You can ask them tonight. You have my word that no harm will come to you, any of you, while you are here. If there's any other guarantees I can give, let me know.
That sounds fine. Thank you for your hospitality.
Again, thank you.
Do we know the questions, or do we want to stay a while?
We're gonna have to think about them overnight.
About it. Okay.
I think it might be wise too, because we are approaching the last minute of the session.
Oh, yeah.
So, how are you celebrating, or are you celebrating before you go to bed?
I have a feeling I can guess how Nova's celebrating.
Yeah, well, to be honest, she feels a little like she can't help. So she's just going to drink a little more and maybe see if she can get Flicker to drink some more with her.
Nova, you smell something that you would have never thought you'd smell in this part of the hedge. You smell freshly brewed coffee.
Oh, she goes straight off trying to find. Yeah. It's like she'll just leave in mid-sentence if someone's talking to her.
It is amazing coffee. Oh, you can have as much as you want. My close friend Caffeine brought a large package with her last time she was here. Drink. I don't particularly like it myself, but Caffeine is a good friend of mine.
And
she is a good friend.
Nova will wait for 1 second and then just like down a couple cups.
Perfect.
Dad like goes to Lars and it's just like, thank you for. I wanted to talk to you for a minute. I just
Certainly
wanted. Well, minute is a weird concept here, right? I keep forgetting that. I wanted to say thank you. You made that ice statue much better. I wasn't very confident because the last time I sculpted was in captivity in the garden. But so it was kind of weird to offer that, but I felt like I had nothing else. And after I started, when I saw you work next to me, it felt better. So thanks. That was really cool.
You're very welcome. I just I wish we'd made it fully iced to begin with. I thought about it, but then I didn't.
That's fine. That's not your fault, he himself said. Besides, that's the northern wind.
I think
Like-
the fact you found a trick that allowed you to beat the Northern Wind at all is pretty amazing. If you had tried just this, it wouldn't have been half as good. The way I see it, I am way too full after all those pies, but I am going to wash it down, and then I'm going to dance. And so Silas starts dancing with the other trolls
Perfect,
and denizens of the king's court.
It is the wildest party you've. Oh,
Chris can hear you.
I am muted. Sorry. It is the wildest party you have ever been to, and it is a lot of fun.
Very great.
Lars will actually, have a drink and let himself enjoy a little bit of downtime.
Surprisingly, as soon as festivities begin now, all the drinks are much better. This is some of the finest ales and meads and wines you've ever had. As is the food. And you get quite a lot of attention from the goblins and hobgoblins as well. They cheer you on, they pat your backs, all of you. They're like, yeah, you kept at it, good work. Like very supportive. They're very happy that you played along. Clearly. And you see Scribner is even smiling a little bit to himself.
If their skids are to the boop, Snowflake.
They love it. They love it. They
I'm gonna-
line up for you to do it.
I'm gonna be trying, just like while the party's going on, frustratedly trying to lift the cat on my own.
You did something Herculean back then. You try. There's no way.
Then I'm just gonna hang out with the cat.
Yeah, it seems to like you a little bit, like it's purring and rubbing itself up against you and like begging for
Hey,
treats.
your kingship. Why is your cat the snake that wraps itself around the world?
You know, I never thought to ask. It's just how things are here.
Okay.
To live by. Mike here just turned to a pumpkin. I've got to leave, guys. But thanks
Okay.
for another great game. I'll see you next week.
I think we're gonna round up here. So, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you all for
Thank
playing.
you.
It's been amazing. Stay safe. Take
Take
care
care
of
of yourself.
yourselves and your loved
Wash
ones.
your hands.
Wash your hands. Love you. Take care, everyone.
Good night, guys.